Today we are going to do section 7.3 and 7.4. To be exact, I'm not going to do it because what I noticed in section 7.3 is a bunch of physics problems that use the results of differential equations. That is, you're not actually doing differential equations in there. You're just using the results to crank out some physics situation. I don't even know why we need to do this because for those physics problems that's described in the section, you can just teach the physics students the quadratic equation, okay? And find the roots and then plug it into the result of the differential equation, depending on the roots. And that's it. They don't have to know even an inch of differentiation in differential equations to be able to do those problems. So to cover that section, please simply do the examples 7.17 to 7.23, and that should be good enough because we are math students, as I always say, and we're here to do math. And that part really isn't doing differential equations. So we're just going to do that and call it done. Okay, and then the next section, the last section, 7.4, is something that we have already done. And I looked at it more carefully to see if maybe the book says something new, because what we did is in Calculus 2, on page 587 of Calculus 2 book, of which you can download. I have a link below the video for you to download if you need it. We did something called solving differential equations with power series. That was part of the power series section. Now I looked in here to see if this part includes anything new in there, but it does not. It just simply tells you to use the exact same tricks that we learned back in power series. In fact, it requires us to remember some of the theorems that we learned in power series in order to solve this stuff. So I decided that you should just do example 7.25 and 7.26, which the book gave extremely detailed explanation as to how to do it. But it was done in Calculus 2, so I guess you can do that as a symbolic gesture that we go for, being that it is the differential equation and the power series is one way to solve the equation, especially if all else fails. But still, it's something we have already done, and so I decided not to repeat it here. If you need to, I've covered Calculus 2, so you can watch the video, which I really don't see why you would want to. Just do this example or not. It doesn't matter to me. And with that, we have finished chapter 7, and in fact, that is the end of Calculus 3. We have finished the entire Calculus 3, so I am very happy and pleased about that. The next book I'm going to be teaching is called Advanced Calculus, which I recommend that you go forward to it if you feel good about Calculus 1, 2, and 3. That is, you feel like you have a good, strong grasp of the material. Not necessarily that you remember every last inch of it, because as long as you are good at it, if you forget something, you can just look it up, especially nowadays, okay? You can just Google something and the answer pops right out. The answer isn't always correct, but it does help lead you to the right answer because you already know this stuff. You just have to dig it out of your inner storage, so to speak. Let's see. So I want to talk about what you should do next. The thing I'm doing right now is I started the new class called Advanced Calculus, which I recommend that you consider studying if you are comfortable with calculus as the next step up. In fact, what I'm going to do is that for classes after this, I'm going to mark it like this. C will stand for a college level. Okay, in the United States, college means university. So, for example, the advanced calculus will be called C Advanced Calculus, that sort of thing. Or C complex analysis, C vector algebra, C whatever. And so that's how you can find. After calculus, you can take any of those classes as you wish. It doesn't matter which one. Once you have a solid grasp of calculus, you are ready for all those classes. But But make sure you do have a solid grasp. If you feel like, I don't know how solid my grasp of calculus was, it was okay, then perhaps you should repeat the calculus 3, or even restart at calculus 1, doesn't matter. You might want to study it again and again, like rereading the Harry Potter book 20 times, and so that until you feel comfortable with it. There's nothing wrong with that either, because there's the second time will likely be a lot easier, and then you might actually feel comfortable at moving forward. So any class that from now on, the video courses I do, if it starts with C, that means college level, and you're ready to do those, okay? And then the next, after you take some of the college level classes, at the end of those courses, I will tell you if you're ready for the next level, which I will write it as M, which stands for master's degree level. And finally, the last level will be, I will start the course name with P, and P for PhD level courses. So you can see how far you can move along in the path of mathematics, all as hobbies. Okay, so I'm very proud of you for finishing Calculus 3. I'm also proud of myself too, because I didn't really know when I started these calculus courses if I would, I don't know, get lazy, fall apart, give up, something like that. But I made it to the end of Calculus 3, so I'm very excited that I'm starting with advanced calculus right now, and I hope to see you in the advanced classes sometime.